Welcome back once again to my channel. I didn't have a very good night last night. I think I'm a little bit stressed out about my finances, feeding all my animals and giving them what they used to, and my channel not growing fast enough. And I thought that maybe I'm giving you drips and drabs about what happened to me when I had the heart attack, and I thought maybe it's time that I make the video about what happened when I had my heart attack. Because last night I'm starting to have a funny feeling here, which brought some back some bad memories. And here where the Adam's apple is, woman doesn't have that. And also when I drink that beta blocker, then lately the last two days, I must say, I go very, very tight on my chest. I get headaches. I get this funny feeling. And then the strangest thing is I get a very funny feeling in my spine, in my lower back, quite low down. It's just very strange sensations. But the statin previously have been playing with my mind. So I also don't know if it's that. I don't know what's going on, but it is confusing for me because I'm not feeling well. And if you continuously don't feel well all the time, it becomes hard to tell when the real trouble is actually striking the fan. But in any case, so I decided that maybe it's time that I tell you what happened when I had my heart attack. My heart attack occurred almost 2 months after my 50th birthday, which was the 27th of April 2015. Now, I used to be a runner. I ran everywhere, and I ran daily. And 6 weeks before the heart attack, I started to experience some trouble running. That little voice told me that something was not right, something was going wrong. And I mentioned it to my partner at the time that I don't really feel so well when I run. My mom fractured her ankle during that time, and she was in a wheelchair. And I was looking after her because my dad couldn't. He was old and physically a little bit dilapidated already by that time. And so it was loading the wheelchair in the car, taking the wheelchair out when we go to the shop, then wheeling her around in the shop and pushing her back to the car. And pushing her back to the car became a huge task for me. I was out of breath. My muscles felt a little bit tired and achy, and I just thought that that wasn't normal. I was fit, very fit, and things just felt very, very strange. I actually said to my mom that it feels like my heart at that point in time. And my mom said, well, I need to go to the doctor. So by that stage, my running went like this. I would run, I would start to feel very nauseous. And it was like a fountain that opened up here in the back of my neck. The nauseousness came from here, the back of my neck. Very strange. If you tell people that, they would think something's wrong with you, which at that case, something really seriously was going wrong with me. And it would affect my muscles. My muscles would feel heavy and lame, and I would feel lightheaded as if I was going to faint. Now, this is how stupid I was. Then I would tell myself, just see if you can make the next lamppost before you start walking. Then I would walk for a lamppost, from lamppost to lamppost, tried to run again, couldn't make it. Then I would say, okay, I'm just going to walk another lamppost. Then I'm going to start jogging again. Most of the time during that period, I had to go and lie on the grass on the verge just to not pass out, not to faint. And I'm not feeling good. Jeez. Hey guys, it feels like something is going wrong. It really feels as if something seriously is going wrong. I don't know if it's all in my mind, if it is post-traumatic stress syndrome disorder, but I'm not feeling right at the moment. In any case, so I decided to go to the doctor. That was 2 weeks before the heart attack took place. I went to the doctor, and he said to me that he thinks that I am menopausal, and by that time already for a year, I don't like to talk about this, but I'm going to have to. I already didn't have a period for a year, so I was already sort of postmenopausal, early postmenopausal, and he said to me he thinks it's because I am in menopause, and I'm going to need a little bit of help, hormones, which if you have a heart problem, hormones is a disaster to add to the mix if you're a woman. And he prescribed a hormone for me, which I started to drink. And it didn't go any better. So a week after that, exactly a week after that, it was a Sunday, I asked my partner to take me to, we have like I don't think they exist anymore, but at that point in time we had like doctors donating their time after hours. So when all the consulting rooms are closed over weekends, and say from 6 o'clock on during after hours in during the week up to about 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock, there would be like this after hours doctor's clinic that you were able to go to, so that you don't go to the emergency unit at the hospital, outpatients, the ER. And so I asked my partner to take me there because I wasn't feeling good. It was also a Sunday evening that we went there. So I saw a complete different doctor, and he examined me, and he couldn't really find anything wrong. And we were actually sitting at his desk again, and I said to him, "Doctor, are you sure that it's not my heart? Because I feel that it might be my heart." He said, "Just jump back on the table and I can have a quick listen," which I did, and he listened to me, and he said to me, "No, it is definitely not your heart." And I still ask him, "So I'm not going to have a heart attack anytime soon?" He said, "Definitely not," but he said what he thought the problem was the hormones that's not doing well with me, so I must leave the hormones, and then he will contact my GP the next day, the Monday, and discuss it with him, which he never contacted my GP on the Monday. And came back home. Now I'm not drinking the hormones. So on the Thursday, I had a issue that took place with my one guinea fowl that actually wanted to fly over the wall, and she was sitting on the fence. And the neighbors has got big dogs, and I was hysterical because she's sitting on the fence ready to fly, and eventually she flew. Fortunately, they heard me and they saw that something was happening, so they took their dogs to the front of the house. But my house is a corner plot. I've got three houses in the back connecting to my house, and the guinea fowl flew over into the corner one, the corner unit, and I'm not feeling right. No, this is when a panic attack comes on, when I feel like this. I can't put my finger on it. I just feel not right. And I'm aware of my heart and everything here in my neck and here in the front all the time. I actually just switched the light off last night to just sleep. I didn't want to drink another tablet for this problem. Oh, I'm really not feeling good. Anyways, feeling very strange. Now I don't know if it's the medication that is starting to act up with me. And now my brain is it's in acceleration. It's running away from me. And I then had to go and try and catch my guinea fowl to bring my guinea fowl back. So first I went into the house behind me, looked for it there. I couldn't look for it. I actually had to send my little helper at that point in time, Bulalani, who was not with me anymore because he got murdered during COVID. They stabbed him to death. And I had to let Bulalani go and deal with the people and ask them, if he can go and have a look for my guinea fowl. And my guinea fowl wasn't there, and he came back, and I said to Bulalani, I can't help you to look for my guinea because I can't even walk at this point in time. So then my partner at that point in time, when I asked him, then went with me to the house that's connecting right in the corner, and we found the guinea fowl there. And I couldn't help them catch her. I had to sit on the little cement step, a concrete step, and look at them, him and the young guy, the son in the house, trying to catch the guinea fowl, which they eventually did. And as we walked home, I said, I'm sorry that I couldn't help it. I feel like I want to faint all the time. It feels like I want to pass out all the time. So then I came back home. So this is now the third time that I am going to the doctor. I came home, I made an appointment for the Thursday, and I asked them if they can do a stress ECG test at their rooms, and they said yes, they can. And I went to the doctor and I told him the symptoms. If I start to run, I feel lightheaded, I feel nauseous. And he said to me, because I had Meniere syndrome, I'm going to do Meniere syndrome in a video. I struggle with vertigo, which causes nauseousness and dizziness. And he then gave me a pill for the balance in the inner ear. He didn't do a stress ECG, and I came home because he said I was a female, was 50, not very old, don't smoke, I don't drink, and I'm fit. So that was the Thursday, and things didn't really go much better. And this Sunday we went to bed, and about 2 o'clock that morning I woke up and I was feeling a nauseousness that I have never felt before in my life. And I woke my partner up and I said to him, I am really, really feeling extremely sick. Can you just stay awake for a little while because something is wrong? And he fell asleep again, and I lost consciousness in the bed. I don't know for how long. I just know when I came out, which is not the way that I normally come out if I had a fainting spell, I was just shouting in Afrikaans, "No, near, near," but loud, "near, near," over and over again. And I came through shouting that, and that woke him up. And then my bowel wanted to empty out, and I had to get myself to the toilet, which was almost not possible. Oh, I'm not feeling well. It feels like my heart is pounding. I'm feeling so sick. Any case, and I said to him, we were still wondering whether I should go to the hospital or not. And I was lying on the floor, and I said, no, I don't think that we can wonder about this anymore. I think you must take me to the hospital. And I got myself out to the car, and I was lying on the grass in front of the garage, because I thought if I don't go walk there while I can still walk, then I'm not going to be able to make it to the car. Then he's going to have to carry me there. And so he took me to the hospital. My bowels wanted to empty again, but I thought I will hold until I get to the hospital. And we got to the hospital and went to the toilet, and they did it. The doctor came to speak to me, and he asked me what my symptoms and my stuff was, and I said to him, he had an in detail conversation with me, and they did a ECG, and he came back and he said, no, the ECG doesn't look good, it looks like I've had a heart attack. And then it was over Easter weekend, by the way. And then they started to treat me for somebody that had a heart attack, and he said he can't send me home. He's going to admit me into the cardiac critical unit. So I was taken up in the ward, and then they hook you up to all the necessary machines. You're on the ECG all the time. And you just on everything, the blood pressure, everything. 7 o'clock, when the night and day staff changed around, the day nurse came to take my vitals, and as she was busy looking at the ECG, I said to her, I'm feeling a little bit strange. She said, how are you feeling? I said, well, it feels like last night, but I can't tell you, I'm just feeling funny. She said, okay, I must just wait a little bit. She's going to fetch some oxygen. Normally when the people feel a bit funny, if they get oxygen, then they feel a little bit better. And when she put the oxygen on me, all the alarms on the machines around me start to go off. And then your curtains get drawn around your bed, and everybody in that ward descends onto your bed. And now they are fighting for your life. And I'm sorry, I've got no idea why I'm getting emotional, because I'm actually very grateful. And then everybody rushes to your bed, and they bring, you can't even see, huge bags of fluid to put into your open line in your arm, your drip. Huge bags, and it empties within seconds. It was one bag after the other after the other. It was actually very surreal for me, because you know that they're either going to be successful, or you're now on your way out. You're now dying. You're not going to make it. And so it was the emergency doctor that was fighting for my life. The doctor, the heart specialist on call that was going to do the angiogram, was just standing there. Every now and again he was peeping through the curtains, and everybody just said to me, I must just be grateful that I'm in hospital. It's the best place for this to happen. If I was in any other place, I would have died. I wouldn't have made it. And they struggled and they struggled, and in the end he said to the nurses, just bring a lot of towels, and everybody must come and have a look, because he's going to do this procedure that they normally don't do. You don't often see it. And they cut you open here. He cut me open here like this, and then in that vein or artery, I don't know which one it will be, he placed something, because my blood pressure dropped so low that the blood pressure machines couldn't measure my blood pressure anymore. So this thing that they put into your vein or your artery or whatever in your arm, your wrist, like that, could apparently measure an extremely low blood pressure. When your heart then stops, then it will automatically shock the heart to come back with a beat. So that was about a 45-minute fight. Okay, this is unexpectedly going not well. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to tell the story. In any case, and when they eventually got me stabilized, they put the fibrillator, the shock machine, and I then went for an emergency and angiogram, and a fibrillator, I think it's called or pronounced. And yeah, that was scary, because they cut you open here in the groin. He cut me open here in the right leg groin, and when he put the little camera up, I actually felt the nerve shoot down to my knee, and I still commented on it, and he said no, it's natural, because the nerve and the vein or the artery runs very close to one another here where your right hip is, and then you can see everything on the monitor, the screen, and he sucked some of the clot out, and then they open it with a balloon, and then they put the stent in, which is like a little mesh little thing that then goes in and opens up, and it then opens the artery. What a strange experience that was, to know that I was that close. And my life has never ever been the same. But the strange thing that happened when after they transferred me to the general ward, which I wanted to tell this story because that was the strangest out. I haven't had a period for 1 year, and for some other reason I started to spot, or it looked like I was having some sort of a period. And obviously, if you haven't had a period for a year, you're not going to have any tampons or or pads with you. I mean, it's just something that doesn't happen anymore, and that you're not prepared for. You don't have to prepare for it because you've been through the change of life. It has stopped, and so I didn't have anything at home also, and now you're in a hospital. And when that started to happen, I asked them if they can bring me something for it. And you know what? In that whole hospital, they could not find a pad. They gave me swaps to put into my panty. I asked them, don't you have a maternity ward in the hospital where you actually have stuff like that? Uh, I was absolutely stunned. And afterwards, after you get discharged, they send you something through to your computer that you can fill in a survey of how you experienced it. And I didn't experience that part of my stay there very well, and I actually also told them so. But my life has never, ever, ever been the same again. Apart from the fact that my mind is messed up, my exercise regime has gone completely and totally to pot. I can't run the way I used to run. I'm forever out of breath. I'm forever tired. I can't. I am actually a qualified personal and group fitness trainer. If you go and look at my is memorabilia, maybe a form of hoarding, that video I did, I actually went through a lot of stuff out of my past, and I actually spoke about that, which is one thing in my life that I actually enjoyed, and that I can't do anymore because you're not allowed to pick up stuff that's too heavy, and you're not allowed to lift stuff over your head. Uh, uh, so everything has changed. I'm going to have to end this video here because I'm going to go tomorrow to Samsung to sort this camera out, because I pay a lot for this phone and I have a video camera which I can't really use. So I'm going to say thank you for watching, because this camera is going to cut out in a few seconds, and I hope to see you in the next video. And as always, look after yourselves and keep well.